or guests of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of the management or staff of Intercom Memphis.
Watch the sunrise, new day's dawning, and it's calling you and me. Where the mighty Mississippi flows by Memphis, Tennessee. We've got woodlands, fields, and water. Hey, there is no better way. You can find out all about it all. Outdoors with Larry Ray. Make some time, take the family, ask a friend, but don't delay. Listen up and learn about it all. Outdoors with Larry Ray. Listen up and learn about it all. Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Good Saturday morning. Welcome to another edition of the award-winning Outdoors with Larry Rea on Sports 790. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, and Barton Power Sports. Now, here's your host, Larry Rea.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome to Outdoors with Larry Rea on Sports 790. Talking outdoors, we do each and every Saturday morning for 90 minutes. Ben Hogan, our show producer, and this being the second Saturday of the month, we're going to talk a lot about fishing, and that means that Ron Wong is in studio.
Good morning, everybody, and good morning, Larry. How are you this morning? I hope all is well.
It is well. It is well, yes.
You know what? I sure am glad we're going to have a temporary relief of this cold weather, and it's going to warm up today a little bit.
A lot of folks going to be out and about.
Yes, I will.
Oh, you will? Yeah,
of course.
I know you will, and I will too. I got to go to North Little Rock today for my aunt's 90th birthday.
Hey, tell your aunt I said happy birthday. And,
looking forward to going over. Not looking forward to Interstate 40 to Little Rock, but other than that, I'm okay.
Boy, I got to tell you something. You know, the thing to do is to go out on the website. There's
I do.
Two or three
I'll
places.
check it out. I'll check it out.
Hit Highway 70. Yeah. Bypass that stuff because it is so bad.
It is bad. But anyway, going to have a great show today talking fishing, and we're really privileged to have a special in-studio guest with us this morning. He's been here for a while, but we appreciate that the Orvis store and Laurelwood Shopping Center has joined the Outdoors of Larry Rea team, and that's Joe Wilson, the store manager. Good morning, Joe.
Good morning, Larry. Ron, how are you guys doing?
Doing well, and boy, I sure am glad we've got an Orvis store here in Memphis now, because talking about some fine equipment for all of you that like to fly fish or use great equipment. We've got it now.
We got it here in the Laurelwood Shopping Center, and Joe's going to be visiting with us during today's show, and we also have in studio now, all the way from Middleton, Tennessee. It takes him a little while to drive that bicycle here and everything, and that's our good friend Brian Brasher.
Morning. I've been up since 3:30 this
so
morning.
3:30,
give me a break.
okay.
Wait a minute. Are the twins getting to you?
Just one of them.
Just one of them.
But that's all it takes.
Hey, we appreciate Ron and Brian being with us. Brian's going to be with us on the second Saturday of each month, a regular participant here. If he's not in here, he's going to call in. He'll Western Union. He'll send us a telegram, whatever it might be. More than likely a text. And so I kept waiting for a text. I knew you were coming.
Oh, you knew I was coming. I sent you an email.
You did
about 7:30.
Yes, you did.
I live. You can't get to where I live from here. You have to go somewhere else to go there. So it's way out there. It takes me a while sometimes.
Well, but the good thing about where you live, it's really close to some fine fishing right there. And,
yeah, I kind of had that in mind.
Oh, by the way, are the shell crackers starting to come up yet?
Everything is behind right now.
Well,
everything's running a little behind, and I kind of think it's probably going to be early May.
All right,
really
I'll be waiting on a phone call.
Well, you'll get it, I promise.
Okay.
I'm going to be looking for them.
All right, these guys working out a fishing trip as we're trying to do a show here, but that's okay. That's what they normally do here. But Joe Wilson, Brian. Joe Wilson is the store manager over at Orvis in Laurelwood Shopping Center. We appreciate Joe being here. Let's talk a little fishing. Jump right into it with Claggett Tally out of Pickwick Lake. And I know that Brian's familiar with Claggett, and I know that Ron's familiar with Claggett. And so I'm just going to let Claggett take over and let Ron and Brian ask all the technical questions. Me and Joe just kind of listen here. If you jump in if you want to, Joe, but listen to Claggett. Good morning, Claggett.
Good morning.
Hey, we're wanting to talk fishing here on this Saturday morning, particularly from the Pickwick angle down there. And, Ron, I know you're ready to hear something.
Yeah, Claggett, I know that we're about a month behind. Water temperatures, as I understand it, are somewhere between the high 50s, low 60s now on Pickwick. What does that do to all those fish?
It's just keeping everything a little slower than normal for this time of year. Generally, I'm predicting throughout the weekend it's probably going to pick up some, and maybe even on through the next week or so. Yeah, me and Brian Brash are there. We've been fishing a few times. We do well together. I think we've always had good trips together.
Yeah, it's been a while too. We need to get back.
Yeah.
I'm waiting too.
We'll have to do a good afternoon trip for you, Juan.
All right, sounds good.
Well, I know that first fishing report just came out here this past week. Claggett got a lot of people excited. So tell our listeners out there for heading to Pickwick on this Saturday morning, what should they expect?
Like I say, just kind of keep everything pretty slow moving. We're catching a lot on crankbait still, and just crank slow if you have any doubt. You can try fishing deeper water for bigger fish, but I'm still catching a few more fish in the shallow water.
Mm-hmm.
It just depends on if your mindset is to go out and catch fish and have fun, or if you're going out there tournament fishing. It's a whole different mindset. You're not interested in small numbers. That's for sure.
The bass are starting to move though onto the secondary points and into the coves, much like what the shad are starting to do, also, aren't they?
Yeah, we're catching a lot in the back of some of these coves, especially some of the coves closer to the dam.
What's the best lure to use now? Red eye shad and maybe a Series 3.
Red eye shads are
Series
great,
3.
and not necessarily just in the back of the coves. There's some flats in the main lake that we're catching a lot on the red eye shad. Behind the islands, a lot of people fish behind there, so it's no big secret. But
your buddy, your friend Kelly Joe's catching a lot back there, I think.
Yeah, I see. There was a mention I think last night. I noticed every once in a while y'all bounce back and forth on Facebook, and sometimes I just look at it and go, "Oh God, I'm just going to take it later."
You actually sharing this information, Walt?
Yeah.
Golly, I don't know about that.
Claggett
Facebook sites are fun.
Claggett has the window closed for catching a big smallmouth below the dam on live bait.
You can catch smallmouth on live bait all year long. There's no question about that. Of course, the hot times when you go out there and it's just blowing and going catching smallmouth. Yeah, sure. That's kind of more of a midwinter kind of January, early February kind of thing for the most part. A lot of times it's when the water's like at its roughest out there, which is sometimes days most people wouldn't even go out there. But
yeah, I was going to say you can usually have those all to yourself.
Right, but people definitely if you have like group trips, like we've done a lot of fishing trips where we take a lot of people, and sometimes you just feel more comfortable just drifting live bait and hoping anything will bite. Of course, a lot of smallmouth. You'll catch smallmouth doing that. The bad thing about smallmouth is if you have a good day catching them one day, you may not catch any of them the next doing the same thing. So, they're very unpredictable down there, even though you have great days.
What about the water? I mean, we're getting all that. The Mississippi's jumped about 12 feet, Ron. You know that, and I know that Brian keeps up with that.
They're predicting flood.
Yeah, they're already getting in some backwater on the Mississippi. How's the Tennessee River doing?
It's still pretty low. I mean, I went a few days ago, and I was surprised it hasn't risen any from what I was expecting it to.
Uh-huh.
So it's still pretty low, but you can get out there as long as you stay. Well, when you go below the dam, going up downstream. I'm sorry, if you're going downstream, on your right, you just have to kind of watch out because that's pretty shallow over there. Maybe stay on the buoy, the deeper side of the buoys. Where normally you can run on the right side, if the river's not
right.
And you can kind of tell by the boat ramp. If it has that awkward angle at the bottom of that main boat ramp, just to kind of watch out for shallow water.
Okay, well, Claggett, tell our listeners out there how to get in touch with you if they want some information and maybe get a trip with you.
Sure. Claggett Alley, my website is PickwickAreaGuide.com, and phone number 731-607-5266.
Okay, guys, and you can go to lroutdoors.com. We'll have all that information on there also about fishing with Claggett. Thank you, buddy, and we'll talk to you next month,
Thank
okay?
you. Good talking to you guys.
Have a great day. Okay.
Have a
See you, Brian.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Claggett Tally. And I know, Joe Wilson, you're sitting in here from the Orvis store, and I know that a lot of your folks out there love to fish Pickwick.
Yeah, definitely. I'm actually, quasi being new to the area, trying to get out there myself. It's the retail lifestyle, though, kind of prevents me from doing that.
Oh, come on now. Sneak out and set your own business.
That's a good point.
Isn't that what it is?
I need to be a manager, don't I?
All right, let's do it. All right, we're going to switch down. We're going to go up to Kentucky Lake. And our good friend Steve McCadams, he's a rookie. He's only been doing it about 75 years, so he even has names for the fish now.
Don't make me older than I am.
You haven't caught me yet, buddy, but good friend Steve McCadams from Paris, Tennessee, a waterfowl fishing guide on Kentucky Lake. And we just talked to Claggett Tally down on the Tennessee River at Pickwick. Steve, let's talk a little bit with you now about what's going on fishing-wise on Kentucky Lake.
Well, Larry, we're finally coming out of the shell, I guess, from winter. It's
All
been
right.
a long, mean spring, as you know, but we finally got some 70-degree weather here. That's way overdue, and fishing's about to break loose here. I think our crappie on the threshold of spawning. If they're not already, they're probably going to start this weekend, and we're going to get some water temperatures in the 62 to 64-degree range here in the next couple of days, and that'll really trigger things. So we're set to break loose. We're a little bit behind, maybe a week or so behind on the timetable this year due to all the cold, bad weather, but it's breaking loose quick this week.
Well, I talked to Steve the other day, and he was on the water and bundled up like it was like winter
You're
fishing.
Right. I've had my duck hunting clothes on all spring. It's been more duck hunting weather than it has been fishing weather, but it's been a brutal one.
Steve says on his website that this is the time of year when you need to bring a snowmobile suit and suntan lotion with you and expect to use both of them in a 3-day trip.
You got it right. You never know which one. Suntan lotion finally today, thank goodness.
That's what we need and everything. But
Steve, somebody going out today to try to catch a few crappie, what's a good pattern?
These fish are really on the move, Ron. It's been a real transition here this week, just in the last few days, and they're heading shallow fast. They're moving in 4 to 12-foot depths pretty fast, and there's still some fish deep. There always is here because we've got so much different topography, but fish are making a run toward that spawning territory now, and so they're moving up on shallow flats, and some fish are headed toward the bank. There's 2 or 3 methods going. Some people are backing off and casting grubs on the shallow cover. Other people are vertical fishing a jig and man-made fish attractors. That's what I'm doing on a daily basis. We put out a lot of stake beds and brush piles and things of that nature.
A lot. Let me ask you. He just said the magic word. A lot of stake beds. Do you know how many?
Oh, I've probably got 250 out, probably somewhere in that neighborhood.
250, and they
But some of them are hit so good the fish can't even find them.
He told me one time that that's really lonely work, putting those things out during the winter. Not a lot of people want to go and do the work that it requires.
Oh, I don't know. You and Jim Perry used to have so much fun doing that. Now, come on now.
Perry stays home and watches soap operas while I'm still out working.
Now, he said that you put his wooden leg in the lake as a steak one day. Now, I don't know. That's not right.
There's been a lot of people volunteer to help him do that. But we've got a lot of male crappie that have turned dark this week. That's always a big sign about spring spawning, and that started just late last week, actually. And so those male crappie are already moving up in that shallow stuff. And when they start having a hormone change and turning dark, that's a big sign that spawning is right on the threshold or underway, and that's where we are now. And a lot of people are still drifting. A lot of guys are drifting long lines and pulling roadrunner jigs and long lining and spider rigging. That's working, too. So there's 2 or 3 different methods that are working, but the fish are really moving, headed towards spawning territory as we speak.
Okay, now I got to ask you because I know Brian has written about this. What's a slab crappie for Steve McCadams?
Oh, I think anything a pound and a half on up is
There you go.
considered a slab. Most people. I did, and I'll send you a picture this week. I did take a picture of a 3-pound fish.
Wow.
A couple of days ago when it weighed 3.06, big male black
That's
crappie.
big.
Yeah,
That's,
yeah,
that's not a
Yeah,
slab.
young
That's
lady.
a monster.
yeah.
it is.
Yeah, Brian likes to see that, and I would too. Okay, I mean, are you holding it up, or does it have you?
I got it. No, a young lady caught it. Matter of fact, a lady caught it, and that makes it even better.
Wow.
Right, good. Well,
I
thank
told her she's a member of a very elite club.
that is for sure. All right, buddy. Thank you. We'll talk to you next month and stay in touch and everything. Okay.
I'll do it. Good to have all of you. Thank you.
All right. Talk to you later. All right. Let's take our first break of the morning. Ben Hogan, our show producer. We've got Brian Brasher, Ron Wong in studio. Joe Wilson from the Orva Store and Laurelwood Shopping Center on Outdoors with Larry Ray on Sports 790.
Way you can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
For years, you've heard me talking about my love affair with Gaston's White River Resort near Lakeview, Arkansas. Hello, I'm Larry Ray, and in my opinion, there's no better time to visit Gaston's than in the spring. Gaston's in the spring is all about beauty. Spring offers some of the White River's best fishing opportunities to catch lunker rainbows or pole-bending browns. There's beauty in the air when a rainbow or brown takes flight with hook and mouth. Gaston's offers more than 2 miles of river frontage. The beautiful scenery along the White River is a photographer's and nature lover's dream come true. But there's more. At Gaston's, enjoying the great outdoors does not mean roughing it. Its beautiful cottages are first class, comfortable, and spotlessly clean. Some even have large redwood decks. And of course, there's the beauty of the resort's restaurant, famous not only for its food, but its location perched over the White River. As resort owner Jim Gaston likes to say, at Gaston's, it costs no more to go first class. To take my advice, make a memory, go to gastons.com or call them at 870-431-5202. Tell them Larry Ray sent you.
What kind of legacy will we leave when our days upon this earth are gone?
Some of my fondest memories growing up were the times my dad took me hunting or fishing. Spending time with him outdoors was magic. I'm Don King for your Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, inviting you to enjoy a Tennessee outdoor adventure. Share the experience with someone you love. Whether your passion is hunting, fishing, boating, or wildlife viewing, our state has it all. Visit our website at tnwildlife.org or download our new app for your smartphone or tablet by searching TWRA on the go, and let the legacy of your outdoor adventure begin.
Our legacy.
Now back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, and Barton Power Sports.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on this September. I'll tell you what, April the 12th. I wish
Those
it was
turkeys
September.
are getting to
the
you.
The turkeys are getting to me, chasing those turkeys. And speaking of turkey, no, that's all right. We have Ron Wong.
Yes, I would. Gobble, gobble.
In here. He keeps waiting for me to kill that turkey so he can cook it for me. I know that for a fact.
That's right.
And Brian Brasher, the Commercial Appeal Outdoor writer, is in here with us this morning as a regular guest on the second Saturday of each month. And special guest in studio with us this morning to see how we act and how we, take care of ourselves here and how we keep things rolling in a proper manner.
Yeah, he's going to get his fill, and
he doesn't have a pen, so I feel a lot better. He's not writing anything down. Joe Wilson, the store manager at Laurelwood, the Orva store and Laurelwood Shopping Center.
I just kind of want to know what kind of food they got there.
We'll find
We
out.
haven't talked about food.
We're going to
yet,
talk about food right now. It's coming up. All right, Billy Lindsey from Lindsey's
pot of
Resort
gold.
on the Little Red River. Good morning, Billy. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, good Saturday morning, guys. Good
Hey,
talking
morning.
to you.
Hey, it's finally spring, Billy. I know things are blooming over. The dogwoods are blooming. The turkeys are supposedly gobbling and things like that. But I know there's been a goofy weather pattern and everything else. But as we say a lot of time, the water temperature on the Little Red never changes.
Water temperature remains the same on the Little Red River, whether it is April or August, guys. Doesn't make a bit of difference. And the trout have been doing their thing and doing it well.
Doing it well, and so what are they doing well?
Well, Larry, what we're looking at right now is that they've still got the generators down for repair on Greers Ferry Dam, and And we are getting some release, but it's coming over the top. Of course, the water temperature on the lake is still cool enough that that's not hurting the thing.
Yeah.
And the equivalent of about maybe 3/4 of 1 unit is what we've got right now, and once the lake level gets back down below a certain point, which it's only about a half a foot above that right now, then they'll probably reduce that back down again. But right now what's happening for us is and Ron, you love this, man. I mean, the crankbaits are killing them.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, perfect water for fishing that stuff, catching some really nice brown trout as well as rainbows, fishing those crankbaits, working the banks. Some of the guys are doing a little trolling with some of those on this higher water, and that's working very productively as well. It's just, the bait fishing as far as really the only thing it's a little bit tough on right now, and they're still catching some fish from boat fly fishing, a little bit certainly tough on the ones that want to wade fish because it just pretty well eliminates that.
Right.
But they're doing some drift fishing with, some of the sow bugs and woolly boogers and San Juan worms, that sort of thing, and catching some fish on those. So we're kind of fishing all worlds right now with the exception of the wade fishing, and it's just really been what's been so great about this is the consistency that we've had with the water level. The releases have remained the same 24/7, and anytime on any kind of fish, when you talk consistency, you talk good. So,
yes, right.
That's a good thing.
Well, I know we're talking to Billy Lindsey from Lindsey Resort on Little Red River, and Billy, we have Joe Wilson in the studio with us this morning from the Orvis store here in the Laurelwood Shopping Center, which is a magnet for all of our area fly fishermen and the Mid-South fly fishers. And you could tell Joe right off the bat how important the fly fishermen are to Little Red River, can't you?
There's not any question about it, guys. Every day I'm looking out my window here at the office and I'm seeing the drift boats going by.
Yeah.
And what I'm also seeing as they go by is that they're catching fish.
Yes.
And that's good. And they're nice fish, and I want to stress the point that not only are the fly fishermen important to us and important to the Little Red River, of course they're great stewards of the river and they're great stewards of the fish.
Yeah.
But the other thing about it is that I want to stress is that how versatile this river is with regard to fly fishing. I know everybody has in their mind a picture of a guy wading in the shoals with his waders.
With his Orvis waders on, so let's go on now.
With his Orvis waders and his Orvis rod in hand.
There you go. Okay, there we go.
And his Orvis creel hanging on his side, all that sort of thing. But it's so much more than that. There's so many ways that you can go about this. And these drift boats, these guys are using now with their oars. And, Colton, one of my sons, he gets out there in that 20-foot gun with those oars.
Yeah.
And he can put you on fish. They will put you on fish.
They will.
And that's the thing I want people to understand, that while it may not be conducive to wading, it's still conducive to some great fly fishing. And you're right. The Mid-South fly fishers, the Orvis shop over there, all those guys are got lots of folks coming to the Little Red River that y'all are sending, and we appreciate it.
Well, see, Joe, you need to go. Have you been to the Little Red River?
I have. We've got our Orvis endorsed guide out there, Jamie Rouse. I've gotten to fish with him.
You do, and Jamie's a great one too.
Yeah,
he really is.
And you talk about boats. He's got, it wasn't even a paddle boat. It was one of those jet boats.
Yeah, exactly. That's what
that was when the river was down back in October, very, very down.
Yeah.
And we were able to maneuver. It's just my father came up from Texas, and we were very, very impressed with the fishing there at the Little Red. And Billy, quick question for me: how long do you expect this generator situation to be?
Well, let me tell you what they were doing just prior to the lake coming back up, because we had some rainfall in the previous week or two, and that did bring the lake level back up a little bit, but it's not much. And as I said, they only like probably less than half a foot by this weekend to be back down to below what they call normal pool. When they do that, what they're going to do is they'll kick it back to just house power release, which is almost like a minimal flow situation. Joe, it is so perfect for any kind of fly fishing that you just want to, just salivate wanting to get out there and do it, because and that's what we were having prior to the lake jumping back up. Now, they're saying, of course, who knows?
Yes.
They're saying the 28th of this month, before there's even a possibility of resuming any type of generation through the generators. And then when I say house power, what they're doing is running enough water through the house generator to make electricity for the dam and for the Corps of Engineers and the Visitor Center. And that gives us about, in our hole of water where we are, that gives us about an additional 6 inches of water, which is so perfect.
Yes.
So perfect for the fly fishermen. And whether you want to wade or whether you want to drift with the boat, any way you want to go about it, it's perfect water for it. And we're hoping that maybe this coming week we're going to see it return to that level. And if that happens, guys, it's going to be exciting for the fly fishermen for at least a few more weeks.
Wow, that's excellent. Hey, switching gears, Billy, is the Pot of Gold restaurant open now?
Ron's thinking
Pot of Gold is open on
He's
weekends,
thinking
absolutely.
food, I'm sorry.
Weekends.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good deal because, it is that time to start eating.
Oh, you're always ready to eat. Joe, you want to ask him one more question, Joe, before we let him go?
Billy, when it comes to waiting at the Little Red, what are your suggestions for the best public walk-in access points?
Well, there are several good walk-in accesses that you can access wadeable water from. Of course, one of them is JFK, and everybody knows about the Cow Shoals walk-in access.
Right.
That's the problem with Cow Shoals. Everybody knows about it.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, even on this time of year, it'll be almost shoulder to shoulder. Winkley Shoal, Barnett Access at Winkley Shoal down by the Swinging Bridge is another great shoal that is not nearly as heavily fished. And then there's another access point into wadeable water on Highway 337, which is the road that goes down toward Lobo Landing, kind of the back way out of Heber Springs. It's Highway 337, and about 3 miles down 337, there's on the left, you'll see the sign that says Game and Fish Access, a great walk-in access there that's little known, that not a lot of people go to.
Well, I don't know.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, Joe just left, so he's heading to the Little Red River, so we'll have to get him back over here.
He's ready to wade.
Hey, Billy, we appreciate you, buddy, and everything, and tell everybody hello for us, the whole family, and we'll talk to you next month, okay? Keep in touch,
Guys,
all right?
It's always great, bud.
All right. Thanks, Billy. Have a great
Thank
day.
you.
All right.
You bet.
Billy Lindsey. And we're going to switch from Billy right to one of our favorite segments of the show. Here she comes.
Coming in,
Marbry
dancing
coming
in the door.
studio.
Yes, she is.
Oh, she's twirling. I'm getting dizzy. Oh, come on, Marty. Come on. Oh, listen to that. I got a crick in my... Oh, that's hurting right there. Okay, all right.
Larry, you know what? That age will get to you trying to do those twirls.
There's nothing wrong with Marty's age. What are you talking about?
No.
Isn't that just what you said?
have problems with the twirl.
Hey, Marty
Larry
Marbry.
had problems.
Larry had a problem.
Well, I didn't know what he was talking about. This is my good friend Marty Marbry, West Tennessee Tourism. We talk to Marty every month to find out what's going on in West Tennessee. One of our favorite segments. More people listen to this than any other segment, they say, because it just gets them fired up.
Absolutely, because there's so much fun stuff to do in West Tennessee.
Well, don't give me anything but fun stuff. You all right? Go, Marty. Your 5 minutes of fame is rolling right now.
Okay, we have got on April the 13th, over 3,000 plastic eggs will be hidden at Casey Jones Village for a huge Easter egg hunt.
Brian, you need to take the twins.
Take those kids out there. You know what?
I'll be
Larry,
carrying them.
I don't want you to be out there. 12 of
She doesn't want you out there, Ron. She said that.
That's right. 12 of the eggs are going to be golden, and they're going to have $25 gift certificates. So you and Ron,
here we
take
go.
away.
Yeah.
I'm going to put my bunny suit on, and I'm going to go looking.
Now that I'll go to get a picture
that's too bad
of.
to think about. Go ahead, Marty. Get on the next subject. Hurry.
Okay. April the 15th through May the 10th, the Heritage Center in Paris, Tennessee is going to be doing a quilt show. It's going to be amazing. Quilts, handcrafted designs. It's beautiful. Make sure. And April is the month of what in Paris, Tennessee?
The world's champion catfish.
You betcha.
Whatever.
The world's largest catfish.
Yes.
And fish fry activities begin on April 21st with a fish fry street dance.
All right.
You don't want to miss it.
Here we
That
go.
week is filled with parades, music, and some great catfish at the catfish tent.
It is. It's one of the
You
biggest
can't
things.
miss it.
That's a big thing, Joe. Yeah, this thing in
April-
Paris. Yeah.
April the 22nd through
Yep.
the 27th at the Orpheum Theater, Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Yes. Yep.
It is Sir Andrew Lloyd Webber's biblical saga of Joseph and that colorful coat.
Yeah, I've seen it. Go ahead.
Don't miss it. And then we get into May.
May
the 2nd In Brownsville, it's the Cinco de Mayo Heritage Celebration. Brownsville celebrates its cultural diversity with live music, great food vendors, and it's not just Brownsville. All over West Tennessee, there will be Cinco de Mayo celebrations, and just go to tnvacation.com and find out where those are. And then I want you all to listen good to this. May the 3rd through the 4th is the 40th annual historic tour of homes in Bolivar.
Yes, I've
this
been there.
This year's theme
That's
is
where you
Places
go.
in Time,
Yeah.
1824 through 2011. It commemorates Bolivar's 150th anniversary of the burning of the courthouse. They are going to have costume characters. They're going to be performing dramas throughout the city. At Polk Seminary.
Polk Seminary there.
At Polk Cemetery.
There you go.
Residents from the past will tell of their days in Hardeman County, and then you can visit wounded soldiers at the columns.
Yeah.
They'll have a tea room set up. Guys, this is so much fun. For the kids, it's historical. It talks about the Civil War. It talks about Hardeman County through the years. What a great way to spend a beautiful spring weekend. Load the kids and the wife up and take off.
Take them off.
And if you're looking for something fun to do, go to tnvacation.com.
All right, Marty, you did great, girl. We'll see you. Love you.
Take care. Love you guys.
All right, be easy
Take
going
care.
out the door, all right? There she goes, Marty Marbry. Wow, all right. That girl has got some moves right there. tnvacation.org. Go to that and go to lroutdoors.com. We got all the information. Let's take a break. Come right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Ben Hogan, take us out of here on Sports 790.
Sunrise, new day's dawn, and it's calling you and me, where the mighty Mississippi flows by Memphis, Tennessee. We've got woodlands, fields, and water. Hey, there is no better way. You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Power. Let that word sink in for a minute. You crave power. You need power. And at Barton Power Sports, we put all that power right in your hands. Barton Power Sports of Arkansas combines the power of 7 brands from 2 locations into one single company, whose sole mission is to make sure you have the ultimate power sports experience. Honda, Polaris, Kawasaki, Yamaha, Suzuki, Victory, and Argo. Each line standing on its own, but backed by the Barton Power Sports commitment to excellent service before, during, and after the sale. Barton Power Sports is open 6 days a week to accommodate your schedule. No hidden dock fees. What you see is what you get. Your deal, done your way. Now that's power. Barton Power Sports, with locations in Jonesboro and West Memphis. Go to bartonpowersports.com. The power of play.
Summer is coming, and that means it's time to prepare for a summer of fishing, hiking, camping, and playing in the outdoors. If you're looking for a great way to get the family together outside, the free Fly Fishing 101 class from Orvis in the Laurelwood Shopping Center is the perfect place to start. From rod rigging to casting instruction, we're ready to help you prepare for your best season ever. And with a store full of the best rods, tackle, and clothing on the market, you're sure to find new gear for a summer of sport. Orvis is located in the Laurelwood Shopping Center at 4556 Poplar Avenue in Memphis. Please visit the website at www.orvis.com for more information on our store, driving directions, and for information on Fly Fishing 101 classes. We're open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., Sunday noon to 6. Call 901-767-3592 for more information. That's 901-767-3592. Or visit orvis.com.
Now back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, and Barton Power Sports.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, and we've already breezed through the first half hour of today's show. Ben Hogan is our show producer on this Saturday, April the 12th, and we're talking a lot, on this second Saturday of the month, fishing. We got my good friend Brian Brasher, outdoor reporter for the Commercial Appeal. And not only outdoor reporter for the Commercial Appeal, reporter for the Commercial Appeal.
Yeah, everybody's just a reporter.
Yeah, that's right.
Whatever needs doing, whenever it needs doing.
In his sidelights and everything like that. And, of course, Ron Wong.
Good morning, everybody.
One of the first 3 people hired by FedEx and now retired.
And fishing as much as I can.
And fishing as much as he can. And he is our fishing guy. And we're really privileged to have with us this morning Joe Wilson. He's a store manager of the Orvis store in the Laurelwood Shopping Center and a part of the Outdoors of Larry Rea team. And we're going to talk right now a new device. My good friend at Bushnell, Paul Arnold, sent me along an information about a device that just comes out. And you know how I like gadgets and things along that. But this is cool.
We all like gadgets.
And I like little small gadgets. It fits my frame and everything like that. And so we have on the line with us this morning Laurie Kokoruda. She is Bushnell Outdoor Products, product manager for outdoor technology, talking about the new personal GPS device for anglers called the Fish Track. Good morning, Laurie.
Good morning.
Well, that sounds, I'm sure you helped, did you help name it?
Yes, actually I did.
What? We got a moment of silence here. Every time I ask Paul that when I get Bushnell, I never get the person that names it.
That is me. I am the person that named this device.
Oh,
wow.
Well, let's tell our listeners out there in Outdoors of Larry Rea a little bit about the Fish Track and how you came up with the name.
How did I come up with the name? Well, let me backtrack just a little bit, no pun intended.
Yes.
We actually started, I know.
That's good. That was good.
I know, right? We actually started with an outdoor series GPS back in around 2009. What we were aiming for was a simple, easy-to-use handheld device that anybody could use from age 4 to age, 100. It was simple technology. We were taking out the complication of 500 button presses. It was, essentially 2 buttons to get to any screen that you want to. And we did very, very well with that technology throughout the last few years. And we know, obviously, that Bushnell has a history of making some great optics for fishing, boating, and all sorts of outdoor activities. And last year, we acquired a patented algorithm that gave us the technology to predict animal activity based on latitude, longitude, trending barometric pressure.
Wow.
I know, and your current weather, and it basically combines all of that and spits out, hey, we think this is going to be a great day for fishing or it's going to be a horrible day for fishing.
Yeah.
And so, we really, really wanted to enter the fishing market, and because of our original Backtrack name, we just came up with Fish Track.
Wow,
That's,
cool.
So if you remember the Backtrack, they just took that and it came the Fish Track. And we'll have, I expect down the road, a Wong track and a Brasher track and a Ray track. We'll just go on down, personalize it and everything like that. But not only, so explain how it works. I mean, because I know you can find it. I love the feature about the lightning indicator.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, lightning.
Within 15 miles. I mean,
that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
People try to guess and think that they know the distance. They're so wrong.
No, so tell our listeners a little bit about the features for this device.
Well, that was a feature that I personally pushed for because I am a fisherman. I mean, I actually have a lake house, and I like to go out bass fishing in the morning. And, there's some days where you're just not sure if you need to be out there, and you think, okay, 15 more minutes, and, then I'll go in. Well, the Fish Track actually uses an alert. It'll pop up and take over the screen, and it'll tell you if there's a lightning strike within 15 miles.
Wow. That's absolutely impressive, because how many of us are on the water anytime and we think, well, we have 5 more minutes or whatever the case may be. And within 15 miles is awful close anyway. However, it gives you enough time to seek shelter.
Brian's been touched by this, I know.
Well, and we underestimate lightning a lot. I had a cousin, and I don't want to make it sound like it was somebody that I was close to.
No, but
necessarily,
you've written about it.
It's
I
certainly
know.
somebody who was kin to me was killed, struck by lightning in Panama City, Florida, on Shell Island. He was carrying his 14-year-old son, who had his leg in a cast, was carrying him back to shelter, and they were both struck, and they both ended up dying. So it's something that we just don't pay enough attention to. And
Absolutely.
That makes this device all the more valuable.
Yeah, and not only that, but when I look at it here, it's got the ability of 48 hours of trip data, which is pretty amazing. It'll give you your length, your average speed, your temperature. And one of the things I really like about this thing weighs 6 ounces.
Yes,
wow.
it
That's amazing.
And you know, the thing about it is it marks up to 25 locations, and just the sonar and weather information is really amazing. You know, we talk about, well, is it a good time to fish or not? Really, it's always a good time to fish. It's a matter of catching.
Well, and Laurie says she's a fisher person. Laurie, so what's been the reaction to this new? Is Bushnell jumps into something that maybe a lot of people don't think about when they think about Bushnell? I've got my rangefinder. I've got all my everything else. What's been the reception to it?
Well, we've gotten a lot of positive responses just simply for the price point that we're trying to achieve. You know, you get all of that information, and you're talking under $150.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you get all of that, plus you get the computer piece where you can actually view your information. Like you said, if you want to record your trip, you can come back to the computer and view that information. So very, very positive response so far.
Wow.
That's
Can you
amazing.
upload and download? In other words, if you save some data on your laptop and you want to put it back in because you're going to a specific body of water.
Yes, you can do that.
Wow.
So the way that we actually have
That's
that,
cool.
you can mark your locations along the way. So if you have a really good spot that you know is very active and you're not on, necessarily a familiar lake, you can mark that spot so you can get right back to it. It'll give you distance and direction back to it. Or if you know of a certain spot that a friend has fished at and he says, hey, this is really awesome, you need to go there, you can actually go on the computer program, pre-mark your spot, sync it to your handheld, and it'll take you right there.
Yeah.
I'm just blown away. I've been in this business a long time, and I'm the old guy here. When change is hard for a lot of people. We're talking to Laurie Kokoruda-Bushnell Outdoor Products product manager for outdoor technology. All the good folks at Bushnell, based out of Overland Park, Kansas, been in business since 1948. Which means, and I don't mind telling everybody, I was 5 in 1948, okay? And I never thought I'd see these kind of things come along.
Me too.
Yeah, you were 5 in
Yeah,
1948?
me too.
Yeah, I'm sure you were. Yeah, combined, some of these and everything. Hey, Laurie, we really appreciate this. And
yeah, no problem.
I know that I've talked to Paul. I got to get one of these in my hands to field test because this thing is just amazing. And my listeners I know out there are going to be really looking to get this, so they can go to the Bushnell website and pick up information. So tell them how they can find out about
And what
that.
is that website?
That website is bushnell.com.
Real simple right there and everything. We're talking to the person who named it. Either.
Absolutely.
Made my day, Laurie. Thank you for being on Outdoors with Larry Rea. And we'll stay in touch and tell everybody at Bushnell hello for us, okay?
No problem. Thank you guys
Have
very
a
much.
great day. All
You
right.
too. Bye-bye.
Okay. Let's take a break. Let me try to get that out of my mind. Why did I think of that? All right. We'll be right back on Outdoors with Larry Rea, Sports 790.
We've got woodlands, fields, and water. Hey, there is no better way. You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Rea.
For years, you've heard me talking about my love affair with Gaston's White River Resort near Lakeview, Arkansas. Hello, I'm Larry Rea, and in my opinion, there's no better time to visit Gaston's than in the spring. Gaston's in the spring is all about beauty. Spring offers some of the White River's best fishing opportunities to catch lunker rainbows or pole-bending browns. There's beauty in the air when a rainbow or brown takes flight with hook and mouth. Gaston's offers more than 2 miles of river frontage. The beautiful scenery along the White River is a photographer's and nature lover's dream come true. But there's more. At Gaston's, enjoying the great outdoors does not mean roughing it. Its beautiful cottages are first class, comfortable, and spotlessly clean. Some even have large redwood decks. And of course, there's the beauty of the resort's restaurant, famous not only for its food, but its location perched over the White River. As resort owner Jim Gaston likes to say, at Gaston's, it costs no more to go first class. To take my advice, make a memory, go to Gastons.com or call them at 870-431-5202. Tell them Larry Rea sent you.
What kind of legacy will we leave when our days upon this earth are gone?
Some of my fondest memories growing up were the times my dad took me hunting or fishing. Spending time with him outdoors was magic. I'm Don King for your Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, inviting you to enjoy a Tennessee outdoor adventure. Share the experience with someone you love. Whether your passion is hunting, fishing, boating, or wildlife viewing, Our state has it all. Visit our website at tnwildlife.org or download our new app for your smartphone or tablet by searching TWRA on the go, and let the legacy of your outdoor adventure begin.
Our legacy.
Now back to Outdoors with Larry Rea, brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, and Barton Power Sports.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Rea on Sports 790. Talking outdoors every Saturday morning, our 13th year on the air right here at Intercom Radio Station, the family of radio stations. Ben Hogan, our show producer, Ron Wong, and Brian Brasher in with us this morning. And you guys, I know how much you guys love to fish, and I know also that where Ron's roots are. I know where Brian's roots are. And so this is kind of a combination guy right here.
Sort of went from Ron's neck of the woods to mine.
Yeah, it really is.
I grew up about an hour from Guntersville. So.
Yeah, so we got a guy that grew up in Northern California like Ron Wong, and then he now lives in Guntersville, which is close to where you grew up and everything.
That's a pretty common thing.
Yeah.
There are a lot of professional anglers from all over the country, from Japan, all over the place.
Here they come. And so we're privileged to have BASS Elite Series rookie Justin Lucas on with us this morning. Good morning, Justin.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Hey, man. And we talked to Justin before we went on the air. He's working on his taxes, so we don't want to mess up your mind any right here.
Yeah,
that's
really.
for sure. These guys don't want to think about
all good.
Hey, you and Berkley have hooked up, and we're trying to get Chris Hockley on with us. He's the brand program manager for Berkley, Abu Garcia, and Berkley to create this Rocket to the Top promotion, Justin. And I know that you really exploded in 2014 this year. And so tell us a little bit about the promotion itself and what it pertains to. And you got to feel pretty tickled to be involved in this thing.
Oh, I really am. I mean, first off, just to be running a Abu Garcia and Berkley wrap this year on my truck and boat is an awesome deal.
That's a beautiful boat.
Something, something you dream about as a kid, to run two brands like that. But they came to me this last year and, asked if I wanted to be a part of a promotion that they thought would be pretty cool called Rocket to the Top. And what we're doing is all you got to do is just get on there and like the Berkley Fishing Facebook page, like the Abu Garcia Facebook page, and just guess in the contest where you think I'll finish at each of the Elite Series tournaments. So we do it one by one. You can't guess all year, just right away, but you follow it throughout the year. And if you do guess, which place I finished, and there's a couple other guesses, then you'll be thrown into a mix, in a random drawing to see if you win. But we're giving away a new Revo rocket, ton of Berkley dates and line and just a bunch of trilene, everything. So it's an awesome deal. I think the total package is like a $500 package, and all you got to do is guess where I finished. So not too hard.
No, that's really easy. And of course, Berkley and Garcia have really come out with some great products, and especially in the Garcia line. I noticed on your Facebook page all the rods and reels that you're now using by Abu Garcia. They've done a phenomenal job in innovating rods and reels that are so lightweight but yet so strong and sensitive.
Oh, absolutely.
Well,
the new Veracity is just It's ridiculous. That's the one I've been using a lot this year. It's got a really pretty red color to it.
Yeah,
it actually matches up with the Rocket perfectly. But just an awesome rod, extremely light, and the most important thing to me is how sensitive it is. And we just finished up a tournament down in Florida, a few weeks ago.
Right.
Caught a lot of my fish on that rod, and I was sight fishing. But I was backing off and pitching to the beds blind, so it was really important to me to be able to feel them bite.
Right.
If I wasn't able to feel them bite, I wouldn't have been able to catch those fish. So, I'm loving the reels, the rods, everything.
I think one thing here that we might mention that blew me away, Ron, is Justin kind of casually mentioned St. John's River, 69.10 pounds. I think I'd like whatever I was using that day, okay?
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was
awesome.
a good week.
And then come back with 62.11 pounds at Lake Seminole, 46.1 pounds at Smith Lake. Not bad for a fellow that's trying to eke out a living here.
No,
well,
not at all.
Yeah, it's been a good start to the year. You know, we just finished Table Rock though, and that was the one place that I had been to, but I was worried about it. I know how easy it is to have a bad tournament up there in Table Rock. So, you know, I didn't have a great tournament there. Saved some points, which is an important
That's
thing.
the main thing. Yeah.
You know, the goal is to make the Classic.
Absolutely.
But yeah, you know, so I'm looking forward to the rest of the year. I've really turned in more of a shallow water, largemouth fisherman than my roots fishing deeper, clearer water.
Well, you know, coming up is Toledo Bend.
Yeah.
And, of course, that's going to set up pretty nice for you. Also, are you looking forward to that tournament? And
I am. I've never been there. Never been to the St. John's or Seminole either. And, you know, those are so far my two best finishes of the year. So I am looking forward to Toledo Bend. It's a giant, giant lake.
Right.
But there should be a ton of fish shallow still, which for me, you know, that's going to play into my hands. Because if it was a deep tournament, those guys that have been there before, you know, they kind of know, you know, where all the good deep spots are and all that. Whereas for me, you know, just showing up, the water level's higher than it's been in the past, and those shallow fish should play a pretty big role in that tournament.
That's pretty awesome. Also, you know, one of the things, Justin, is your boat. You have got it tricked out to the max, and you work with a good friend of ours, Chris Brown, with Rigid Industries, so you've got that LED lighting throughout your boat, too, don't you?
Oh, yeah, and it's bright, man, you know.
It is.
People look at it a lot of times and, you know, why do you need all that? But all they got to do is, you know, be with me one time at night or one time early in the morning.
When you're
trailering,
when you're trailering your boat when it's dark, early in the morning or late at night, you have a lot of those lights on?
You know, I've got the ones on the trailer, just some amber series, just to light up, you know, make sure I'm not backing into anything or anything like that. I've got the reverse lights. The bars across the front of the truck, I don't have those on unless most of the time it's when I'm going down some old country back road trying to find a boat ramp that I've never been to.
That's the way you need to find it. We're talking Justin Lucas, BASS Elite Series participant, and also talking about the new promotion that he's come up with our good friends at Berkley and Abu Garcia, and to celebrate his really success. It's called the Rocket to the Top promotion. You can go to the Abu Garcia abugar.com, or you can go to Berkley and find that out, or you can go to lroutdoors.com to find that out. One thing, and I will say, Justin, one thing about you that, and I've jumped on this too, over 15,000 likes on your Facebook page. Man, that's a lot of folks.
Well, you know, it's been cool to be able to grow when you're working with brands like Abu and Berkley. You know, they've got a couple 100,000. So
you're also
to be able to tap into that a little bit is pretty sweet.
You're also on Twitter, and so we can find you on Twitter also, right?
Yep, Justin Lucas Bass.
All right. Well, and listen, and you can also go out to his website, Jason Lucas, and the Click to Win Rocket to the Top.
Well, we're going to keep it up with you, Justin. Try to hang tough with you, buddy, and have you back on Outdoors to Larry Ray. Head on down there to Toledo Bend, buddy. I've been there several times. It is a big place in Texas. You know it.
Oh, yeah. But I'm looking forward to it.
Lots of fish there. Go after them. We'll talk to you, and good luck to you, okay?
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Justin. Okay. All right. All right. Let's take a break on Outdoors with Larry Ray. We'll be right back. Talk a little red fishing in New Orleans. All right. With Todd Mason.
You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Power. Let that word sink in for a minute. You crave power. You need power. And at Barton Power Sports, we put all that power right in your hands. Barton Power Sports of Arkansas combines the power of 7 brands from 2 locations into one single company, whose sole mission is to make sure you have the ultimate power sports experience. Honda, Polaris, Kawasaki, Yamaha, Suzuki, Victory, and Argo. Each line standing on its own, but backed by the Barton Power Sports commitment to excellent service. before, during, and after the sale. Barton Power Sports is open 6 days a week to accommodate your schedule. No hidden dock fees. What you see is what you get. Your deal, done your way. Now that's power. Barton Power Sports, with locations in Jonesboro and West Memphis. Go to bartonpowersports.com. The power of play.
Summer is coming, and that means it's time to prepare for a summer of fishing, hiking, camping, and playing in the outdoors. If you're looking for a great way to get the family together outside, the free Fly Fishing 101 class from Orvis in the Laurelwood Shopping Center is the perfect place to start. From rod rigging to casting instruction, we're ready to help you prepare for your best season ever. And with a store full of the best rods, tackle, and clothing on the market, you're sure to find new gear for a summer of sport. Orvis is located in the Laurelwood Shopping Center at 4556 Poplar Avenue in Memphis. Please visit the website at www.orvis.com for more information on our store, driving directions, and for information on Fly Fishing 101 classes. We're open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., Sunday noon to 6. Call 901-767-3592 for more information. That's 901-767-3592. Or visit orvis.com.
Part of the Memphis Sports Network, carrying St. Louis Cardinals baseball and University of Tennessee Volunteers basketball and football. This is the legendary WMC Memphis. CBS Sports Radio for the Mid-South. CBS Sports 790 AM.
Watch the sunrise, new day's dawning, and it's calling you and me. Where the mighty Mississippi flows by Memphis, Tennessee. We've got woodlands, fields, and water. Hey, there is no better way. You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Rea. Make some time, take the family, ask a friend, but don't delay. Listen up and learn about it all. Outdoors with Larry Rea. Listen up and learn about it all. Outdoors with Larry Rea.
Good Saturday morning. Welcome to another edition of the award-winning Outdoors with Larry Rea on Sports 790. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, and Barton Power Sports. Now, here's your host, Larry Rea.
Good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Rea on Sports 790. Ben Hogan, our show producer, taking care of us as we go on this April the 12th, and some of you folks were wondering if I did kill a turkey on opening day a couple of weeks ago. No, I did not. Okay, I told you I didn't. I'm still struggling. Had a shot at one, didn't take advantage of it. Got cold and wet, and have since. And I can't wait to next week's show. I can't wait to talk to Dr. Thomas Mather. He is the professor and director of the University of Rhode Island Center for Vector-Borne Disease and Tick and Counter Research Center in Kingston, Rhode Island. And Brian Brasher, yes, I got a tick off of me the other day. I am dealing with that. It is red, it is rash, and I always take care of myself before I went in the woods, but I didn't this time.
2 years ago, I set the record, my personal record, with 14, and then last year I didn't have a 1. I don't know what
really?
I was doing different, but if I did, I'd do it all the time.
You know, people kind of think that because of the cold weather we've had, nothing is out yet.
No.
That's not true.
No, well, we're going to talk next week a lot about that, but I'm under medication and things along that line, and I don't know if the next guest, he gets out and about, he's in the woods a lot in southern Louisiana and all over like that.
But he's on the water.
But he's on the water, and that's our good friend Todd Mason. He is the outdoors reporter for NOLA.com and the New Orleans Times-Picayune. We're going to talk a little red fishing with Todd. Good morning, Todd.
Good morning, Larry. Thanks so much for having me on. You know, turkey hunting down here in South Louisiana, it's okay. But man, you cannot beat our redfish.
There you
it's a
go.
topic that I love to discuss.
Well, let's talk about it, because I know Ron loves to do it,
Listen,
and I've done it. And
Todd, you know, fishing down in your part of Louisiana there, and you're out of Metairie, right?
I actually live in Covington, which is just north of Lake Pontchartrain,
Right.
not too far from Metairie.
Right, right. And so you fish not only along the Gulf Coast, but you also fish inland and some of the canals into the brackish water for redfish, don't you?
Absolutely, and that's really where our best fishing is in Louisiana. You know, redfish, but our extensive marshes that were built by the Mississippi River is really what is our calling card down here. And the fun thing to do, really the most fun thing to do, most fun way to catch redfish down here is to get in those backwater ponds.
Right.
Many of which are full of hydrilla. They get gin clear.
You can see these fish.
Yeah, you can. The submerged aquatic vegetation filters that water and makes it just beautiful. It makes it the color of what comes out of your bathtub faucet. And so you just get back in there, and you don't make a cast until you see a fish. And, many times you'll see 20, 30, 40 fish. And, when you do see the big groups like that, it's a guarantee hookup, 2 or 3. If you've got 2 or 3 guys on the boat. I remember one trip I made with James Hall from Bassmaster Magazine maybe 10 years ago or so. He and I went out with a guy down here, and we came upon one of those schools of 30 or 40 fish, and we each made a cast, each instantly hooked up, and looked around the boat, each grabbed another rod, dropped those lines in the water, so we had 6 redfish on with only 6 arms.
Oh my gosh! Golly.
It was quite a challenge, but we successfully landed all 6 of those fish.
Todd, right now, it's we've had a pretty cold winter, and we're still trying to dig out of cold weather here in the Memphis area. Down there, as it starts to warm up, what do those fish do, and how do you go about following the redfish there? I'm sure it's a lot warmer down there now, but say in the month of April and May, what are you going to do? What are you going to do when it comes June, July, and where would you go, and what do you use?
Right. Well, down here, the winter has been extended. We've had a really, really chilly spring, just like you guys have up there.
Mm-hmm.
And what that does to the redfish is it kind of concentrates them in the deep water. But when you get into this time of year, our tides start getting higher, and it floods the backwaters. The fish tend to disperse a whole lot more. You can't go into a deep water area and just throw out the anchor and catch one after another like you can in the winter.
Mm-hmm.
But it's actually a lot more fun. It's just a more fun, enjoyable way to fish. Getting back in that in that backwater. Very, very popular baits here are what we call spinner beetles. It's a spinner combo with a soft plastic. The redfish cannot resist them. When you get into those really thick grass areas, you tend to want to throw more like a fluke or a super fluke, something that that you can rig weedless and work through that grass, and you won't have to really contend with the with picking grass off your line. But those juvenile redfish, which the juveniles here can be as big as 25 inches, they stay in that marsh area. They really don't move out to the coast. The bigger fish, which we call bull redfish, do get along the coast, and they kind of set up for the spawn, which begins here around August 1st, and the fish spawn in our coastal passes, where you have 40, 45 foot deep water, and that's where they go to lay their eggs and propagate species. But that fishing is very, very different than the internal marsh fishing. Typically when you're fishing the passes, you're dropping down cut bait or something with some smell, maybe a crack crab to the bottom with really heavy gear, and fighting those big bull reds, which can get a typical bull red down here will be 30 to 40 pounds.
That's pretty good size.
It is. It's really almost like offshore fishing, more so than coastal inland fishing.
Hey, Todd, a while ago you were talking about because of the cooler weather that you have, and the fish are going to be deeper. Now, what is deep for you guys when you say deeper? 4, 5, 6, 8 feet?
Yeah, it really is. We do have some areas inside the marsh, some canals dug for oil exploration that can be as deep as maybe 20 feet, but that's kind of more the exception than the rule. A typical deep water canal in Louisiana is 8 to 10 foot, and it, when you get those really hard Arctic blasts that come through in the wintertime, the fish will just completely evacuate the shallow water marsh ponds and just stack up in insane numbers in those canals. But to be honest, it's really not my favorite type of fishing because there's just no skill involved. It's literally throw out the anchor and cast and catch one after another, and that's fun for a little while. It's great thing to do if you have kids or inexperienced anglers on the boat with you. But after about 30 or 45 minutes of that, I'm kind of moving on, looking for something else to do that's a little bit more challenging.
You're spoiled, man. I think I could probably force myself to do that.
Yeah, senior adult, too. Don't forget us. But, hey, we're talking to Todd Mason. He's the outdoors reporter for NOLA.com and New Orleans Times-Picayune. And I want you to know, Todd, that Joe Wilson from the Orvis store in Memphis is here, and he just tapped me on the shoulder and said he was born in Metairie. So this is all perking Joe's interest, right, Joe?
It sure is. I've always wanted to get down to South Louisiana and do some fly fishing for some reds.
I'll tell you what, it's fantastic down here. The fly fishing just, I'm sure there are places that can rival it, but I don't think there are too many that can beat it.
Well,
from what I've heard.
I think he's ready to go. You've got perked his interest and everything. I got to ask you a little bit before we let you go also, how are things going at the NOLA.com and the Times-Picayune? Because you guys are one of the front runners to actually change the newspaper industry from daily production to semi-daily and go to the wire. How's it been for you?
Well, I tell you, it's been fantastic. It really has, and our focus down here is on NOLA.com. The folks that do the printed version of the Times-Picayune grab what they want off of NOLA.com, and the printed version is published 3 days a week. So, New Orleans does not have a daily paper anymore. That ceased a little bit over a year ago. But it's really going well. The public, after initially being a little bit skeptical, has really embraced us, and our traffic is soaring at NOLA.com, and particularly the outdoors page, which obviously I spend a lot of time on, just put up a story just a couple of minutes ago on a substantial decrease this year in the Gulf of Mexico red snapper fishery, which it's not been a popular decision down here. So,
I'm sure. I can imagine, but this is instant news. And have you had a chance to run into our buddy Ron Higgins?
Ron, yeah, he does a great job down here. Obviously, transferred down here from up in the Memphis area. He covers SEC sports better than anybody I've ever met. Ron's a great guy. We're happy to have him.
There's no doubt about it. Well, tell him hello for us. And Todd, we appreciate you, buddy, on Outdoors with Larry Rea. We'll stay in touch, and if folks want to get a guide, you got suggestions? Where do they go to find out about if they want to come down and do some red fishing?
Yeah, you can go to NOLA.com/outdoors. I'm constantly interviewing local guides.
Yeah.
You can also do a search of the Louisiana Charter Boat Association, and lots of great guys on that.
They are. Todd, thank you, buddy. Have a great weekend. Catch a big one for us, okay?
You got it. Sounds good. Thank you so much, Larry.
Thank you. All right. Talk to you later. Todd Mason. All right, let's take a break. Come right back on Outdoors with Larry Rea and wrap up today's show and talk a little bit about one of my favorite places to go, the Spring River in Arkansas on Sports 790.
You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Rea.
For years, you've heard me talking about my love affair with Gaston's White River Resort near Lakeview, Arkansas. Hello, I'm Larry Rea, and in my opinion, there's no better time to visit Gaston's than in the spring. Gaston's in the spring is all about beauty. Spring offers some of the White River's best fishing opportunities to catch lunker rainbows or pole-bending browns. There's beauty in the air when a rainbow or brown takes flight with hook and mouth. Gaston's offers more than 2 miles of river frontage. The beautiful scenery along the White River is a photographer's and nature lover's dream come true. But there's more. At Gaston's, enjoying the great outdoors does not mean roughing it. Its beautiful cottages are first class, comfortable, and spotlessly clean. Some even have large redwood decks. And of course, there's the beauty of the resort's restaurant, famous not only for its food, but its location perched over the White River. As resort owner Jim Gaston likes to say, at Gaston's, it costs no more to go first class. To take my advice, make a memory, go to Gastons.com or call them at 870-431-5202. Tell them Larry Rea sent you.
What kind of legacy will we leave when our days upon this earth are gone?
Some of my fondest memories growing up were the times my dad took me hunting or fishing. Spending time with him outdoors was magic. I'm Don King for your Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, inviting you to enjoy a Tennessee outdoor adventure. Share the experience with someone you love. Whether your passion is hunting, fishing, boating, or wildlife viewing, our state has it all. Visit our website at tnwildlife.org or download our new app for your smartphone or tablet by searching TWRA on the go, and let the legacy of your outdoor adventure begin.
Our legacy.
Now back to Outdoors with Larry Rea, brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, and Barton Power Sports.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Rea on Sports 790, talking outdoors every Saturday morning as we wrap up another edition of the show that's been on the air since August of 2001. It just doesn't seem possible. We appreciate our guests that we've had on today's show. We've ranged from Overland Park, Kansas, to Guntersville Lake, to New Orleans, to the Little Red River, to the Kentucky Lake and the Tennessee River, and a lot of information in between. We try to supply it every Saturday morning for 90 minutes. Ben Hogan, our show producer, Ron Wong, Brian Brasher is sitting in as they do as the co-host on every second Saturday. Joe Wilson, store manager at the Orvis store and the Laurelwood Shopping Center, sitting in with us also this morning. I wanted to close out today's show with a really important topic that I think that you listeners need to know about out there, that we try to supply to you. The Arkansas Game and Fish Commission is working with private contractors to renovate and restore Dam Number 3 on the Spring River near Mammoth Spring. Work began March of 24. It's going to continue to 2014. And this is a dam that's been around for over 100 years, and it has been really technically closed down since 2000, inoperable since 2009. And so we have some special guests with us straight from up there. And I'm going to let Melissa Jones, my friend, who's the Assistant Chief of Fisheries and Co-Water Coordinator for the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission, introduce the other guests, because I think we can recognize Melissa's voice. But let's get this other thing right. So, Melissa, tell us who's in the room with you.
Thanks, Larry. Appreciate it. Here today we've got Dale Gunter. Dale is our chief engineer with the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission. He's been real instrumental in getting this project going, and we certainly appreciate all of his help. And also we have Captain Gary Mullins. Gary's the enforcement supervisor over a 6-county area, and he's here to answer any questions you may have today.
Okay, well, let's talk to Dale first. Dale, explain what's going on right now. What's being done at the dam?
Okay, Larry. In 2009, we began to have a series of high water events on the Spring River that severely damaged the water control gates on top of the dam, and attempts to repair those gates finally became impossible. And so in 2011, we initiated a comprehensive study to determine the feasibility of trying to restore the dam. That was done by Christ Engineers in Little Rock. It was determined that we could do that work. They developed the construction drawings. And so the work that's going on now is a restoration and rehabilitation of this dam and the addition of a new water control gate system on top of the dam. The contractor is ASI Constructors from Pueblo, West Colorado. We're going to spend about $3.2 million on this renovation.
Man, and the renovation itself is undergoing. It's going to create some changes for the folks that might be visiting up there, and we'll talk to Captain Mullins a little bit about that, because you're going to have some schedule changes, right, Gary?
That's correct. We're going to try to keep the hatchery and the access to the river open as much as possible to the public, but there are going to be times when it's just so congested we may have to limit parking to those that are familiar with the area. There's a railroad track just before you get to the hatchery. We may have to limit parking on the north side of the track. As you know, anybody that's been up here on a busy weekend, it's congested enough as it is.
Yes.
And with the construction going on and just for safety reasons, we're going to have to do some of that.
And this has caused some trout production. All this on the Jim Hinkle Spring River State Fish Hatchery to decline. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the only state-owned trout hatchery in Arkansas and produces millions of catchable-sized trout that goes in the Little Red, goes in the White River, right? Other places. So what effect? This is trying to bring it back to where it was. Is that right, Melissa?
That's right. Our production here at the hatchery's been down probably 15% since 2009.
Uh-huh.
We've just not had sufficient water to raise the number of trout that we normally do. This facility, the Jim Hinkle Hatchery, raises right at 1 million trout a year.
Wow.
And for the last 4 years, we've been down around 850, 900,000. So hopefully when the renovations are completed, it will allow us to get back to our normal production levels.
And I know that, Dale, you can explain this. Once the to repair the dam, you're going to have to divert some of the water from the main channel to the north channel. So explain what's going to happen there, because you're going to have a 2-foot rise or something along that line too.
That's correct, Larry. As a part of the work, the contractor is having to place a rock cofferdam across the main channel of the river in order to dry up the spillway so that we can do the work necessary to install the new water control gates. During that period of time, the ordinary river flow will be diverted to the north channel between the hatchery and the railroad tracks, and we estimate that that's going to create approximately 2-foot rise of water temporarily.
Wow.
So our customers are going to be temporarily inconvenienced, but we expect this work to be finished by the end of summer.
Well, you're really putting a time frame on this. It's going to be in the busiest time of the year, but I guess you've got to do this when the weather's the best, right?
The reason that we're having to do the work when we are is the summer, of course, is the dry season, and the nature of the work, you've got to do it when there's the least amount of water that you've got to manage.
Well, I know this is a popular destination, right, Melissa? I mean, because I know the state park, you've got Hardy. I don't know how many visitors you may have up there a year just to the hatchery alone. Any idea?
We average between 5,000 and 6,000 visitors a year. Those are people that we actually make contact with, that come in the office, we visit with. Probably have double that number.
Yes.
That actually come through and walk through the hatchery. And you're right, it is a very popular area with the state park, the National Fish Hatchery, and this facility. We do have a lot of visitors that come through the area.
I don't know how you repair something that's over 100 years old. That's the challenge in itself, right, Dale?
That's correct. A lot of money and a lot of care.
And so this in September comes, it's almost like taking Grandpa and making him over.
That's right, Larry. The design of the original dam was a design that was called an Amberson Dam back in the early 1900s, and when we're finished, we're basically converting the dam from an Amberson design dam to a concrete gravity dam.
Is this the oldest dam in Arkansas?
I couldn't answer that for sure. It's got to be one of the oldest.
If it's over 100 years, it's got to be pretty old. And so I'm just saying that. Well, look, we're going to be keeping up with this project either through Melissa or through Dale. And I know, Captain Mullins, your guys are going to be busy too.
Absolutely. We just ask people to be patient with us as we work through this. As Dale said, it's just going to be this summer
the impact, and hopefully everything will be back to normal next year, and we can move on. But there will be some new signs to kind of help direct the traffic, and we want people to pay attention to that. And if we need to, we'll have officers down here to help with parking and try to keep everything safe.
Well, good luck when all the float tutors show up, because
Thank you.
I know what it looks like on that river on Memorial Weekend, July 4th, and things along that line. I know that Melissa and Dale are going to do their duty, but Gary, good luck to you, okay? Because your guys are going to need it. Thank you, guys, for being on Outdoors with Larry Rea today. We will stay in touch, okay? Anything I can do down here to help spread the word, Melissa or Dale, any of you guys, let me know, and we'll put the word out for you, okay?
Thank you.
We appreciate that. And Larry, I'll be happy to give you the hatchery telephone number.
Yes, give it to us.
If anyone ever has any questions, they can feel free to give us a call. It's toll-free, 877-625-7521.
Okay, that's 877-625-7521. And again, we'll have all this posted on lroutdoors.com, my website. Y'all have a great day, and we'll talk to you, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. One of my favorite places to visit. That's going to be.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's going to be a mess up there until they get it completed.
It's going to be a mess,
wow.
and they're ready for the mess. They're prepared for it.
They are. They've done a good job.
Let me tell you about next week's show before we get out here and close it out with our guest in here. Frank Barton will be our co-host on next week's show. We're also going to have Michael Alvarado. He and a lot of you folks know Michael from the Bass Pro Shops, but he's also a former professional baseball umpire, and he's going to talk a little bit about some of the new rules in professional baseball, not only about what's going on at Bass Pro, but also about the new collision rule for the umpires, instant replay. Michael's got vast knowledge of baseball, being a professional umpire for
and he's a good fisherman.
Yeah, over a decade. We're also going to talk to Pat and Nicole Reeves. There's the star of the Outdoor Channel's Driven TV show, and the co-authors of Krause Publication recently published Trophy Whitetails, Tip and Tactics from the Driven Team. It's part of the biography and part hunting advice. And we're going to talk to Mary Nita Bondurant, Marketing Director for the Discovery Park of America at Union City. If you have not been to the Discovery Park of America in Union City, folks, you're missing an unbelievable thing. They were expecting 100,000 visitors. They opened up last November. They're already at 150,000. They're expecting to get 200,000. It's in Union City, Tennessee, the Kirkland family. Unbelievable place to go visit. And then we're going to talk to Dr. Thomas Mather. He's a professor and director of the University of Rhode Island Center for Vector-Borne Disease and Tick Encounter and Research Center in Kingston, Rhode Island, tickencounter.org, and we're going to talk about ticks. As Brian mentioned, he's had a few on his body. I've had a few, and I've got one that I just took off that I'm checking close. Hey, folks, we're going to talk about that. Freeze did not affect the ticks, okay? They're still there.
And they find me. I'm a tick magnet.
Well, you are a tick magnet. Well, they usually don't find me. Why would they want me? I would think they would want large people. You're not even large people either.
No.
Me and Ron,
They don't bother me.
They don't bother Ron because he's
course,
not in the woods.
it's hard for them to get in a boat.
Yes, it is. Hey, we're also going to talk to Joe Benedict. He's the TWRA new waterfowl coordinator. And then we're going to talk to Michael Widener of the Hunter Safety System, who recently unveiled a new women's contour safety harness. That's all.
Right. That's great.
That's all.
That's good that more women are getting involved with the outdoors.
And the safety harness reason.
Absolutely.
That's for sure. Joe Wilson, thank you for being with us this morning, buddy.
I do appreciate it.
What's
Thank you for
going
having
on
me
over there? It's a Fly Fishing 101 class still going, or?
We are, yeah. It's actually going to be kicking off today.
Yes, okay.
And we're going through probably the mid-June time frame. We're going to have our 101 and 201 classes. The 101 is a great way to get introduced to the sport. It's easy. What we're trying to do is just let them know that it's easy, it's accessible.
And the cost is?
And the cost is free.
Free.
I like that.
So
equipment is provided as well. So
you
just want to let people know that they don't have to go to Montana or Wyoming to do some fly fishing, they can do it right in their backyard. So,
and what is the store hours, and when will that be today?
Store hours are Monday through Saturday, 10 to 7, and Sundays, 12 to 6. And the classes will take place this morning, Saturday mornings and Sunday mornings, probably around 8 to, I plan on 11.
Okay, so if you got out today, if you're out and about, they can come on over
to
the store in the Laurelwood Shopping Center.
Spots are limited, so please call in advance and we'll get you on the roster. But, we have plenty of spots still open.
All right. And, Brian, what's coming in Sunday's paper? We know, or is it a secret?
Well, of course, in Friday's paper, I had a column on Bill Bellis.
Yes.
The long-time
I was so happy that you did that story on it.
Super guy.
Yeah, I've got pictures of me and Bill together. I mean, he was there when I could.
It was easy to put together a column on him. He was sort of, he was 92 when he passed away.
Yeah.
So he'd sort of gotten out of the business a little bit by the time I got here. But, boy, you don't have to look far to find somebody who knew him very well. And then on Sunday, I'll have a preview of the upcoming Big Cat Quest tournament on the Mississippi River. And it looks like could be an interesting situation with the river. So
it's going to be in a couple of, when was it, 2 years ago, they had to postpone a tournament on the river.
Yeah.
Well,
and it's going to be something to keep an eye on for sure.
Yeah, and that's coming up when? Is that coming up soon?
That's the 19th.
I thought it was the 19th.
Right.
Yeah, man, that river's going to be on up there.
Jumping.
Yeah. Okay, Ron Wong, I know that me and you getting ready to go to the Tennessee Outdoor Riders. You're going up to Jim Duckworth's annual thing on
tomorrow.
Tomorrow. You'll be leaving tomorrow and heading up to Duckworth, and then we'll be going over to Dale Holla. Toward the end of the month to the Tennessee Outdoor Writers Conference.
We've got lots going on.
Lots of things going on. Big fishing term. We're going to have on April the 19th out at Shelby Farms. They're going to have a fishing tournament. Peanut Kwan has helped putting that thing on. Did you know that?
Yeah.
That's on Easter weekend. So yeah. All right. Ben Hogan, thank you for being with us. We couldn't do it without you. Sometimes he leaves and I get worried that he's not going to come back to the room there, and check us out. All right. Thank you again, everybody. This is Larry Rea reminding you to do each and every week. But it doesn't cost an extra cent to be a good sport. And God bless the USA.
You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Rea.
Power. Let that word sink in for a minute. You crave power. You need power. And at Barton Power Sports, we put all that power right in your hands. Barton Power Sports of Arkansas combines the power of 7 brands from 2 locations into one single company, whose sole mission is to make sure you have the ultimate power sports experience. Honda, Polaris, Kawasaki, Yamaha, Suzuki, Victory, and Argo. Each line standing on its own, but backed by the Barton Power Sports commitment to excellent service before, during, and after the sale. Barton Power Sports is open 6 days a week to accommodate your schedule. No hidden dog fees. What you see is what you get. Your deal, done your way. Now that's power. Barton Power Sports, with locations in Jonesboro and West Memphis. Go to bartonpowersports.com. The power of play.
Summer is coming, and that means it's time to prepare for a summer of fishing, hiking, camping, and playing in the outdoors. If you're looking for a great way to get the family together outside, the free Fly Fishing 101 class from Orvis in the Laurelwood Shopping Center is the perfect place to start. From rod rigging to casting instruction, we're ready to help you prepare for your best season ever. And with a store full of the best rods, tackle, and clothing on the market, you're sure to find new gear for a summer of sport. Orvis is located in the Laurelwood Shopping Center at 4556 Poplar Avenue in Memphis. Please visit the website at www.orvis.com for more information on our store, driving directions, and for information on Fly Fishing 101 classes. We're open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., Sunday noon to 6. Call 901-767-3592 for more information. That's 901-767-3592. Or visit Orvis.com.